ready for the first jam. Lined up on the line for New York Stock Exchange is number 6, Jonathan R.
I believe that's Prime, Optimus Prime on the line for the Gatekeepers.
Jammers hit the pack at about the same time, but Jonathan R. is out and not lead forearm.
Like Prime is almost through. Takes a block from number 42 from the Stock Exchange and ends up being recycled in the pack. He's through now and he's lead.
Calls off the jam immediately. 4-3 pack advantage for St. Louis. Looks like Jeffrey is taking a seat in the box for this second jam.
A good Drifter, Magnum, Wrecking Bill, and I believe Percy in the attack for the Gatekeepers.
Wow, just leaping back and forth through the pack, and then 86D from St. Louis takes Rinkworm down hard to the inside just before turn 3. He's finding his way back into the middle of the pack. Number 24, St. Louis, is out, but not your lead jammer.
That's actually Jukebox Hero, not Percy, in the pack for St. Louis.
Rinkworm meeting a huge 3-wall of defense from St. Louis at the front of that pack, and he is taken down and recycled all the way to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, I believe that might have been Mullen Brando. Yes, it's Mullen Brando takes down number 24 for St. Louis, the jammer.
But Matt Kingtail is through. Looks like he got 5 points on that jam, on that pass.
Rinkworm uncharacteristically still held in the pack. 2-wall of St. Louis at the front now as their jammer enters the back of the pack.
See how many I got before it was called. Looks like 4 more points for the Gatekeepers. So that scoreboard's going to read 9 in a second here.
Atticus Flinch on the line for New York Stock Exchange.
Wait to see who's on the line for the Gatekeepers.
I think it's Debaucherous Prime for St. Louis. Wow, and he leaps around the outside of that pack. He's got 1 to pass from New York Stock Exchange. Ducks around the back of Ronnie Mako, and he's your lead jammer.
That's actually Short Knocks for the Gatekeepers.
Oh, why did I think I saw 11? You guys, St. Louis has difficulty with the contrast of their jerseys, or we have difficulty reading their jerseys because of low contrast in this light. So apologies when we get it wrong.
And Short Knocks is through again for 4 points on that pass. He calls it off.
Jonathan R. on the line for New York Stock Exchange.
And Batwing on the line for the Gatekeepers.
Again, a 4-3 pack advantage to St. Louis. Right now we've got Filthy McNasty taking a seat in the penalty box for New York.
I see Magnum and Wrecking Bill, and I think that would be Drifter, and also Jukebox in the pack for the Gatekeepers.
New York makes a wall in the back of the pack, and they are trusting Jonathan to find his own hole, and he does.
He's not that far ahead of Batwing.
Wow.
Jukebox takes out the New York Jammer.
And this is now a power jam for Batwing as Jonathan R. heads to the box to take a seat with Filthy McNasty.
Batwing's coming up pretty fast in the back of the pack now, already scoring, and he's through.
Chased by Vader, but Vader has to let him go.
He gave him a little what's up at the end of that. St. Louis successfully stops the pack.
Wow, and so St. Louis hems up Mullen Brando on the inside to try and create a hole for their jammer. To no effect at first, but now he's making his own holes past the New York pivot at the front of the pack. He's taken to the inside, and Drifter tries to help him out and get him through. Drifter is now going to go take a seat in the box as well.
A full 5 points for Batwing on that pass, and he's already scoring again. When Batwing is on his game, he is really on his game.
Filthy McNasty rejoins the pack. He's working in the back with Vader. And he and Magnum PIMP exchange some taps and slaps. Just to make sure that they're clear, nothing went wrong at the end there. Jonathan R. standing in the penalty box right now. And
Optimus Prime on the line for the Gatekeepers.
We've got what looks to be a pack advantage to New York right now with 2 blockers in the box for St. Louis.
And Prime is through, and he's lead.
He made easy work of Jeffrey and Ronnie Mako at the front of the pack. Here comes Jonathan R. through the pack. He scoots completely untouched through the outside. He is not lead, but ready to score.
Prime is wily both horizontally and vertically. He gets down low faster than anybody I've ever seen. From standing straight up to down low, just whoop. And we're at 30 points for St. Louis. So far, 0 for the Shock Exchange.
Jeffrey and Vader take a slow start for New York at the beginning of the pack.
Magnum and Wrecking Bill alone in the pack for St. Louis.
Abe Drinkin also looking out for the rest of their crew there in St. Louis.
Oh, both jammers
both
down.
jammers take a fall in turn 2 after 1-2 blocking from each team's blockers. Rinkworm, however, jukes and jives his way up to the front of the pack. He has 1 to pass, takes down the pivot for St. Louis, and is forced to re-enter.
It's a Magnum PIMP there at the pivot.
Lead jammer Rinkworm.
He finally put some points on the board for the Shock Exchange,
Abe
but
Drinkin almost hits him, but it's a miss timing-wise, and now the
Matt King Kill is re-entering the pack.
as soon as he does, Rinkworm calls it off in turn 2.
He took the first points on the board for the New York Shock Exchange. They got 2 to Nat 0 on that one.
Well, they've got more than just their own rabid fans. I think throughout the course of the tournament, as people have realized that this might be an unseating of an undefeated team, people are pretty excited to come and cheer for the young upstart league.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people with Gatekeeper shirts on who I don't recognize.
Ladies' night is almost through. He's got 1 to pass, and the one that he has to pass turned out to be St. Louis's jammer.
He's being sent to the box. Short Knox has lead, and he's approaching his first scoring pass. He gets through unopposed pretty much on the outside line.
Pack advantage right now to St. Louis. Got a wall of Filthy McNasty and T-Step Tornado at the front. Atticus Finch joins them. Filthy's in the back handling double XL.
Nice through again. That was 5 points on that pass.
A lot of one-on-one going on in the pack right now to distract New York from being able to block that jammer.
Short Knox in the middle of that pack.
Wow, a huge leap to try and avoid a block.
There's no pack, but he's yielding anyway.
T-Step Tornado tries to take a hit on him on turn 4, but he's through with 5 points.
St. Louis up to 45 points now, 2 with the New York Stock Exchange.
25 seconds left in this jam as New York's jammer re-enters the pack, slides around almost completely unnoticed. Ladies' night is not your lead jammer, clearly.
That was his first pass, though, so no damage done. Short Knox goes down, calls it. He did get 3 points on that, though.
Just over 19 minutes rolling down in this period. Refs indicating where the pack is. They're a little bit strung out between turns 1 and 2. Wow, quick battle at the front of that pack between Magnum PIMP and Jonathan R, but he lets him go, and Jonathan R is your lead jammer.
Batwing's through now.
Pile up just after turn 2. Again, Magnum PIMP is just nailing Jonathan R, and Jonathan calls off the jam.
Looks like he got 2 on that one.
Double 11. Wall of New York at the front, and St. Louis gets through to try and break that up. Here comes Rinkworm. Wow.
Prime is through.
Prime manages to wiggle through, intense blocking, trying to, his own teammates trying to hold back Rinkworm.
Looks like he had a minor back block there. Is not going to be lead jammer.
2 wall at the front right now. It's Wrecking Bill up there making sure that Rinkworm can't get through. Now 3 wall.
It's Wrecking Bill, Zombie Jesus, and thought I knew who that was. That's Sweet Tooth up there with him.
Rinkworm is finally out of the pack. He makes it just past Sweet Tooth.
Oh, Prime and Wrecking Bill going to the box.
This is a power jam situation for New York Stock Exchange now. Huge wall of black trying to trap Zombie Jesus in the back of that pack to get their jammer through. It works. He's through for 5 points.
That'll actually double the Shock Exchange score. They're now at 10 points, St. Louis at 49.
Magnum PIMP watching the pack, building his 3 wall at the front with his teammates.
Magnum PIMP is also the coach for the Gatekeepers.
He is a stellar player. A little bit of hammer and nail, but that helps Rinkworm get around Zombie Jesus. He'll take 5 more points.
No pack.
Once again, we've got a no pack call. Wall of St. Louis in the front, wall of New York in the back.
In lieu of trying to isolate a blocker, they've decided to just let St. Louis run away.
And Rinkworm jukes around Zombie Jesus and Magnum PIMP. Calls off the jam. Power jam situation will last all of a few seconds as the St. Louis jammer rejoins the pack. Here comes Jonathan R. leaping past one skater from St. Louis. He gets briefly spun, and he just struggles his way past the 2 frontmost blockers. He's your lead jammer.
The pack was strung out about a quarter of the track there for a second. Looks like Percy's going to the box.
Magnum PIMP. No, I'm sorry. Percy Control taking a seat in the box for St. Louis. Right now, 3 wall of New York Stock Exchange is really effectively holding Prime in the back of the pack.
Wrecking Bill's back there trying to take care of that. And so is Drifter. Meanwhile,
Jonathan R. leaping through, makes it around the outside while his blockers distract St. Louis. He took 5 points for that pass.
Prime has got to get through here and then stop the bleeding.
Jonathan R. quickly closing up this gap that his teammates started building.
Prime's now through the pack. Yep. Jonathan R. managed to get through one more time on that. Closing the gap. Shock Exchange are now at 34, St. Louis 49.
We are now having a team timeout, St. Louis, which I think is, relatively smart right now. There's a 10-point difference in this game right now. 49 St. Louis, 39 Shock Exchange. They're going to have a little talk about protecting their lead.
They say we don't do enough. We don't stock enough skates, especially the bargain basement variety. We don't carry inlines or know the best place to get them. We don't have every package from every manufacturer. They say all these things. Yet every day we measure your feet. We study your stance and tailor your fit. We mount your plates and answer your questions. We build skates that make you fly. We're not here for them. We're here for you. And we want to make you go really, really fast. Make them catch up. Visit us online at fastgirlskates.com.
Nat King Pills on the line for the Gatekeepers.
And it looks like Ladies Night is on the line for Shock Exchange. Bearded St. Louis pivot at the back of the pack, waiting for Ladies Night. Looks like Magnum PIMP. Whoa, he holds him effectively as St. Louis takes lead jammer.
Bearded is a relative term when we're talking about the gatekeepers this weekend.
Some dude with a black beard.
Yeah. Describes about 2/3 of the team at the moment.
Filthy McNasty waiting there for the St. Louis jammer who barrels past him on the inside. He's juking around every New York blocker and calls out the jam.
It's 4 points for Nat King Gill of the gatekeepers. It's a slow start there. I think Shock Exchange trying to get their blocker back into the pack from the penalty box.
Racing up the outside. He takes a hit from Jonathan R., but Short knocks his through and lead jammer.
So very quick work of it. It's about to approach again. I'm not sure that the Shock Exchange has looked behind to see where he is. Oh, they see him now.
Jeffrey and Vader help their jammer out of the back of the pack, but right into a wall of St. Louis gatekeepers who nailed him on the outside of turn 4.
Oh, tries to take an assist from Wrecking Bill and gets hit by Jonathan R.
A little bit of jammer on jammer action. Ringworm is right behind the St. Louis jammer.
Short Knox is taking his time calling it off.
Oh, someone's lost a toe stop.
That's one of those big toe stops too. So the scoreboard's sitting at 58 for St. Louis and 39 for the Shock Exchange.
Just over 11 minutes left on the clock.
It looks like Shock Exchange is calling a timeout. So Batwing and Ladies Night on the line right now.
New York taking a knee. St. Louis backing up just a little bit behind them.
Ladies Night had a pretty good showing at the game earlier today.
Here come the jammers.
Oh!
Ladies Night making it through on the inside. Takes a little bit of a fall in turn 2. Looks like he's going to take a seat in the penalty box. This is now a power jam for St. Louis.
That one is recycled to the back of the pack.
New York with a wall up front. St. Louis comes right up to try and make a hole in that. Zombie Jesus trying to break up the wall for his jammer. And St. Louis jumps right around Abe Drinkin.
Bowing through. He's not lead jammer, though. It's a minor elbow.
Here goes Filthy McNasty to join his jammer in the box.
And Magnum's back in the pack. Oh, somebody's being sent off for a major, and the ref is
Whoa! Magnum PIMP nailing Abe Drinkin to make a hole for his jammer, and it works. 5 points.
Shango staying on the sideline, waving signs at Batwing, screaming.
4-2 pack advantage right now for St. Louis. Abe Drinkin and Mullen Brando.
Ladies Night is standing in the box.
There's Mullen Brando to beat. He jukes around the outside of him. He'll take 5 more points. Here comes Ladies Night to the back of the pack. Runs up against a wall of St. Louis in the back. He's now being forced back between turns 1 and 2 by Magnum PIMP.
Batwing scoring again has one blocker to get around. That was Abe, and he does not. And he does.
Lower wall of St. Louis in the back that he's trying to juke around now.
Now, Batwing is not lead. He cannot call it off, but if Ladies Night gets lead, he can. And he's not lead either.
Nope.
Batwing's going to skate backwards and stare at him a little bit, though. There's only
3 seconds left in this jam.
Just having
jammer
fun
on
at this
jammer
point.
action. Batwing almost takes Ladies Night to the outside, and the jam ends on time.
So we have almost exactly 9 minutes left in this half. Score is 73-39. St. Louis in the lead.
That's right, jeggings. I'm going to call them power jeggings from now on. Does anybody remember Fisty's Speed Ruffles? I'm going to call these Jonathan R's power jeggings.
I think Chrome Molly just added a drinking rule.
Here comes Jonathan R. through the pack. He's taken to the inside just before turn 3.
Oh, Prime almost through, gets spun around.
Abe Drinkin spun him very nicely.
Prime's just got Abe to get around. Oh, but the
Wow!
shock-
Jonathan R. takes Prime out on turn 4 as soon as he has the opportunity.
Oh, Prime trying to take a whip from Drifter, but
So much action going on in the pack. I'm not even sure how to cover all of it, but Vader just took Prime down in turn 4.
Vader and Abe both canceled that whip out.
Really, really nice opening and shutting the door at the front of the pack for St. Louis. Effectively holding back Jonathan R., recycling him back into the middle of the pack over and over again. He's got 2 to beat on St. Louis. He's desperately trying to make his own hole and gets taken to the inside between turns 3 and 4. He's now being sent to the box. No, I'm sorry.
Jonathan.
What did I see? He's lead jammer. How about the opposite of being sent to the box? He's lead jammer.
He's only got 30 seconds left though. That first pass was an effort.
Abe Drinkin taking Prime to the outside on turn 2. Prime is out, but not lead.
Greg Abe was sent to the box for whatever he did there.
Jonathan R. let go on 20 feet and calls off the jam.
That was
Cheering for himself at the crowd.
that was a rough first pass.
Rinkworm number 11 for New York Stock Exchange. If you're just joining us, New York in black, St. Louis in white. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half of this game. St. Louis 73, New York Stock Exchange, shockingly, 43.
Oh, Night King Kill hops through the center there.
Just right around T-Stop Tornado at the front of that pack. New York at a serious pack disadvantage right now with 2 blockers in the box. The holes are easier to find for St. Louis, and there's a 3-wall of St. Louis at the front, making things extremely difficult for Rinkworm. He's got 1 to pass right now, and a whiff from, I believe, Magnum PIMP lets him through. Wow.
Yep, Nat chose not to call it off at that point.
And good thing, because it looks like Rinkworm is going to go take a seat in the penalty box. Right now, Filthy McNasty and Abe Drinkin standing in the box, ready to re-enter the pack. Power Jam St. Louis.
Oh, we do have, I believe the Stock Exchange has their entire pack on the floor. St. Louis only has 2.
Dueling balls at the front of that pack, and St. Louis trying to block their own way.
It's just Zombie Jesus and Sweet Tooth in the pack for St. Louis, but I say just slightly because they are amazing blockers.
Nat King Kill watching the bench, watching the box rather. Makes his way easily around the last blocker in the pack from New York. He slips right around T-Stop Tornado and Abe Drinkin. He'll take 5 points for that pass.
Well, you can see him pause there for a second, take a deep breath, and just shoot around him.
Here comes Nat. Billy McNasty shaking at him a little, and he takes a hit from a teammate as Nat jukes around the inside.
So he did get 3 points on that. So that'll bring the score to 85 for St. Louis and 44 for the New York Stock Exchange. Apparently have an official timeout. It's like Short Knox versus Ladies Night on the jam line.
Derby News Network for broadcasting this live so that all those people at home can really get a good feel for what men's derby is all about.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable.
Short Knox through quick for lead.
All the way up the inside like it was a hallway and not a hole. Ladies Night has 1 to beat in Zombie Jesus. They're battling at the front of that pack. He bounces off of Ladies Night's butt as Ladies Night makes it out, but not lead.
A for effort.
B for bouncy.
Yeah, B for bouncy. Oh, Short Knox takes a hit, bounces off, does not go out of play. That
He
was
didn't move Vader, but he moved him out of the way.
He started calling it off well before Ladies Night hit the pack, but the referee did not see him. The score is currently 88 St. Louis to 47 for the Shock Exchange.
New York pack starts on a knee. Pack advantage again to New York 4-2. Which makes it really easy for Jonathan to just swim up the inside. He's your lead jammer.
Batwing's having some trouble in the back of the pack there.
One more to pass, two more to pass. Filthy McNasty taking Batwing to the outside. He takes a whip from his teammate and tries to leap past Abe Drinkin. It's good, and he's out of the pack. Meanwhile, 5 points for Jonathan R., and he's making his way right up to the back of the pack again. Filthy McNasty trying to hold the backmost St. Louis blocker off of him, but number 73, Sweet Tooth, manages to take him to the inside.
It's like he only got 1 point on that pass. He had to call off because Batwing was about to start scoring.
88 for St. Louis and 52-53 for New York Stock Exchange. Less than a minute and a half on the clock. This could be the last jam
It's like
in the first half.
Short Knox jamming again for St. Louis.
And Ringworm for Stock Exchange. Three on three in the pack.
That's a Jukebox Drifter and
Completely
Bill.
one-on-one in the pack leaves a sort of Z-shaped empty hole for both jammers to try and fly through. New York makes it all the way through. Ringworm is your lead jammer.
It's like a Shock Exchange skaters being sent off the pack. That's Vader off the track, if you will. Short Knox now through. He's obviously not lead.
Here comes Ringworm sneaking behind his teammate. He slips right around the right side of Drifter. He makes his own hole on the inside to pass one more skater and then calls off the jam as he falls.
And the score at the half is 90 for St. Louis and 55 for the Shock Exchange.
Some people were predicting a score like this, but I still feel like it's a bit of a shot heard around the world. There are several teams here relatively gleeful over these results after years of taking a beating at the hands of the New York Stock Exchange. So, there's a lot of excitement in this room, but obviously that kind of a point spread, that kind of a deficit for a team as skilled as New York Stock Exchange, not necessarily too deep a hole for them to dig out of in the second half.
St. Louis is a very, very smart team, so I'm sure there will be some serious discussion in the locker room.
this is an amazing, unique event. It's completely historic. This is the largest number of men's roller derby teams all in one place at one time, competing together against each other. What is it like to be part of history?
It's pretty awesome. To see it go from where it was last year is really inspiring, because you know how it's come. It's been like a couple here, then a couple there, and a couple here. And the little tournaments that we have had have been like 4 teams or maybe 6 teams. So last year I believe it was 6 teams that played back and forth. Now we have 11 teams here, and those are just the associated, the guys that are with the MRDA. That's not including the guys outside of that. And there's probably like 30, 35 men's leagues, across the nation and abroad right now. So it just shows how much that we're actually gaining support from the girls' leagues and the junior leagues and everybody else. So we can actually put this on. And they were excited to have the guys here. Some places are not so excited, but they were like, yeah, we're going to have all the guys here. It's going to be a great event. So we're loving it, because this is kind of like our national event, because nobody can say anything. Everybody was here and everybody played. So now you can actually say this was a real tournament with everybody here. No excuses about who's not playing who or who did this or that. So it's a really awesome event. I love it.
So for those rookie leagues out there watching the event this weekend, is there any advice that you would give them now that you're a veteran of the sport?
Practice, and always watch the videos. Watch as much videos, watch as much DNN as possible, and then watch these bouts, because that's where they're learning all this stuff. There's people who are brand new, never skated in their life, but they can watch videos all day long, and they're like, oh, well, he did this, and he did that, and he did this. Easy, right? They're ahead of the curve by 2 years, because they got to visually, actually watch it, as opposed to us who had to kind of like develop it. Like, oh, we worked on this thing for a year, and now we got it. And this guy watches it for a month, and he's like, oh, I'm good. I'm like, great, So practice, and practice like you play,
Excellent. Thank you so much, Quadzilla.
Thank you.
We are honored to be here covering Puget Sound's bouts. For DNN, it's Mercy Les.
And Quadzilla. See you later.
See ya. Well, hello, and less than 40 seconds now until this halftime is over. I'm Mercy Les.
And I'm Roxy Horror. Whoops.
Jonathan
Game starting.
R. is on the line for New York Stock Exchange.
And that's Nat King Hill for the Gatekeepers.
Both jammers enter the pack at about the same time, but Filthy McNasty puts a hit on the St. Louis jammer that helps him take a fall. Jonathan R. manages to make it up past Zombie Jesus for lead jammer.
Oh, but Nat's right behind him, about a third of a lap.
One-on-one in the pack, but now all of the St. Louis blockers make it up to the front. I think that's Magnum PIMP that took a fall on his way to join the front wall in his pack.
That's something you almost never see.
Ladies' Night is standing quite a bit behind the jam line, probably intending to collect a minor and go to the penalty box.
And that's Batwing on the line for the gatekeepers. My derby wife.
Rinkworm for New York Stock Exchange. All right, and so Rinkworm tries to take an outside line. Magnum PIMP forces him out of the pack and all the way to the back.
I believe the gatekeepers call that a soul crusher.
Vader and Ace's Skates working together to take the St. Louis jammer to the outside of the straightaway before turn 1.
Magnum and Batwing actually working together for a second there to hold back Rinkworm.
Wow, last to pass is Drifter. Rinkworm makes it past him at the front of the pack, and he's your lead jammer.
Oh, Batwing through on the inside.
He stepped around Vader, and there was just no one else there to stop him. He's not lead, but that was a beautiful inside pass. And it looks like Magnum PIMP again, sort of a one-man wrecking ball in the back of the pack, takes New York's jammer to the outside of turn 1, and he calls off the jam.
I see Double XL, Zombie Jesus, Kurt Mangle, and somebody with a black beard in the pack for the gatekeepers. I think that's Percy, actually. I'm not quite sure. Actually, it may be Jukebox.
3-wall of New York in the front, all of St. Louis in the back. Jonathan R. juking around the back of the pack, but being held firmly by St. Louis. He finds a hole. He's up through the inside. Filthy McNasty helping him with an assist, and he's your lead jammer.
But not by far.
Just about somewhere between quarter and a half track behind.
Is Short Knox.
Again, Jonathan R. juking around the best he can. He's gotten past one blocker and calls off the jam.
Probably a smart strategy by New York at this point to get a couple and call it, They've got plenty of time to work that to their advantage.
If you're just joining us, you missed a really exciting first half of play, but don't worry. It's DNN. We've got an archive for you. Sometime in the next week, it'll be up in the archive for you to watch, and rewatch. You're welcome.
See Jukebox, Magnum, and Wrecking Bell in the pack for gatekeepers.
Oh, and so
Prime down on the inside line there, but right back up again.
He almost made it all the way through on the inside.
He's successfully falling through the pack there. Oh, but he looks like he got recycled
Ladies'
back.
Night is just leaping around every St. Louis blocker he can, but somehow ends up recycled to the back of the pack. Trying to get on the outside line.
I don't even know how Prime got through that, but he is smiling big, and he's lead.
Leapfrog as a New York blocker has to jump over his jammer in order to avoid falling on top of him.
Wrecking Bell's going to the box. That's an unusual occurrence.
Ladies' Night is around Magnum PIMP, not lead, but able to score.
Oh, man. Prime's still taking a beating. He's got a 2-wall in front.
Ace of Skates, as well as Abe Drinkin and Mullen Brando. Abe Drinkin and Mullen and Brando, 2 in the front of the pack, more often than not. And they partner really well.
Well, looks like he didn't call it off soon enough. It looks like that was a 3-3 jam. It's a draw. That's Nat King Kill on the line for the gatekeepers. So yeah, Zombie Jesus and Percy Control in the pack solo for the gatekeepers at the moment.
New York trying to break up a front wall of St. Louis. And Nat King Kill taking an outside line around Zombie Jesus. He has 1 to pass in Jonathan R., but Jonathan takes him to the outside between turns 1 and 2. Rinkworm's got to pass that 2-wall in the front of the pack. Percy Control moves to take a hit on him after Zombie Jesus takes a fall, so that whole front wall just sort of moved to the right and fell, and he's your lead jammer.
It's like New York's got the... they've had the most lead jams so far since the halftime. Apparently did some good adjustments. That King Kill almost through, gets recycled again, but somebody's going off, I think, for a blocking out of play penalty.
Yeah, that would be Vader, and I think that Ronnie Mako just stopped and let him go in case he was out of play.
So Nat got through that time.
Calls it off.
Waiting for a scoreboard update.
Wow, so this is, they're definitely slowly but surely closing that gap. St. Louis 93, New York, adjustment again, 71.
I don't see a St. Louis jammer on the line. Oh, we are calling it an official timeout. Okay. The time called at 22:55 left in the game.
I think you should talk about Fast Girl Skates.
All right. Fast Girl Skates, the very first brick and mortar roller derby store. They offer the best in clothing, skates, and gear. Can't get to their Seattle store? Check out fastgirlskates.com.
You can also buy Atom wheels at Fast Girl Skates.
Oh, are we actually going to start a jam here? There's a Batwing on the line for the gatekeepers. Only the third time I've mentioned that. Is it ladies' night for
Yes.
Stock Exchange?
No, it is Ladies' Night.
Ladies' night.
Magnum PIMP in the back, I'm guessing just from the stance and the way that his positional blocking is keeping Ladies' Night in the back of the pack.
Thought we were getting some trouble from Abe Drinkin.
Oh, and Abe Drinkin doesn't manage to hold him.
Batwing's through, he gets lead.
About a quarter track behind is now half track behind Ladies' Night. Out but not lead. Dude, I'm still laughing at Pastor of Muppets too. That's a couple years worth of I still think it's funny.
Batwing goes through, gets one, calls it. Actually, it looks like it was 2-2. I must have missed something.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the update, but so far it's only showing 2 points for St. Louis. It looks like 95 St. Louis, 73 New York. Just under 22 minutes in the final half of this game. Jonathan R. on the line for New York.
I think that's short knocks for St. Louis, but I didn't get a view of his jersey yet. Yeah, that's short knocks. Oh, one foot on the inside line, short knocks.
And Jonathan R. jukes his way through the 3-wall of St. Louis in the back. Does a little one-on-one with the St. Louis jammer on turn 4. That actually helps St. Louis's jammer advance. He's got a double XL up there trying to help him with the 2-wall of Abe Drinkin and T-Stout Tornado at the front.
St. Louis is trying to get those last two New York blockers out of play, managed to do it, and he gets lead. Sorry, Short Knox gets lead, but followed closely by the Shock Exchange jammer.
And Sweet Tooth just about had a handle on Jonathan R. Almost followed him out of the pack and then had to let him go.
Oh my gosh, is this how every jam is going to go?
I'm afraid so, Roxy.
It must be the beards. I'm going to blame the beards.
We're going to blame the beards on it. Everything's on the beards.
Every name mistake I made is because of beards.
And if they win this bout, it's going to be power beards for everybody from here on out.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Prime almost swims his way all the way up to the inside. There's a little bit of a spill, dog pile, and then he's out for lead jammer.
Prime is not easily crushed.
Ladies' Night's going to take a seat in the box. That makes it a 4-2 pack right now for St. Louis.
Ringworm's getting some serious trouble from Magnum. In the back of the pack.
Who isn't getting serious trouble from Magnum if they're jamming for New York? Seriously.
I've played against Magnum
every
before.
single pack, by the way?
Probably. he has a pretty much everlasting endurance, as do quite a few of the gatekeeper skaters.
He's just got a beautiful sense of timing. His positional blocks are fantastic. He knows exactly when to take the hit, and just now he takes Ringworm out on turn 1. He is just staying on him, takes him out of turn 4, does not give up, stretches a leg, slows down a little bit. He's waiting for him again.
Meanwhile, Prime scored a grand slam, and he's scoring again. Almost.
This time, Ringworm manages to get around PIMP on the outside. He's going to take a different path. He's trying to go up through the middle of the pack. He's got 2 to beat at the front, and Prime will take 5 more.
It's like the shock exchange is so concentrated on their jammer that they didn't even notice Prime come through on that last pass.
Drifter and PIMP taking turns, hammer and nailing him in the back. As soon as Prime comes up to the back of the pack, Ringworm takes him down on the inside of turn 4.
Magnum's going to the box now. Didn't see what that call was for.
4-3 pack advantage to New York right now.
And they let Ringworm go.
Not your lead jammer, but able to score.
They definitely see Prime now.
Filthy McNasty taking Prime to the outside of turn 1, and he calls off the jam.
I see Nat King Kill putting on the jammer panty for the gatekeepers. Jonathan R. up around the outside of the pack. He has Drifter and Zombie Jesus to pass. Jukes around the outside of Drifter, and he's your lead jammer. Nat King Kill has one more skater to beat, and he does. He's about a half lap behind.
Right past Abe Drinkin. Here comes Jonathan at the back of the pack, and Drifter is waiting for him. Tries to take him to the outside of turn 1, and he manages to juke around Drifter and topples over the frontmost St. Louis skater. I think that was Zombie Jesus.
Yeah, he
calls off the jam.
It looked like he just kind of tripped himself, but I think that he thinks that the other skater tripped him. And we have a box full of half the pack
on each side, but Magnum is standing.
Ringworm just leaps through the air, got himself a penalty.
St. Louis fans are showing him their Batwing sign and cheering for him as he goes to the box, and he gave them a friendly smile and a wave. I'm not being sarcastic, he really did.
Yeah. And Batwing's through.
Ace of Skates rejoins the pack for New York. Batwing is your lead jammer.
This is a multiple power jams for Batwing at this point. This might be a third. It's definitely at least a second.
Magnum PIMP looks like he's going to take a seat. I don't understand what just happened there. He's not going to the penalty box. He is going to take a seat on the bench, it looks like.
Batwing's through for 5. I wonder, did they have too many skaters on the track? Because they've got 3 still and 1 in the box.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but there's a 3-wall of St. Louis in the back and Vader at the back of them, waiting to try and take a hit on Batwing. He does, but Batwing spins and propels himself forward. Ace of Skates takes him out on turn 4, and he calls off the jam. Looks like he took 3 points for that pass.
The score now is 118-80, assuming it's been updated. St. Louis still in the lead. 14:52 left in the game.
Timeout, New York.
If you're looking for that cute, gentle Midwestern girl, you're in the wrong place. The Brew City Bruisers are here. Get tickets to Milwaukee Roller Derby at brewcitybruisers.com.
Well, it looks like at the beginning of this next jam, it's going to be 4-2 pack advantage to St. Louis, and Jonathan R. on the line for New York.
Skating against Short Knox. Is that Show Me Derby because the state motto for Missouri is the Show Me State?
Right.
For anybody who didn't understand what on earth.
Jammer on jammer action from turn 2 all the way through turn 4 right now. Takes a ref down in the middle of all that.
Worked out pretty well for Short Knox because he got
gosh.
through.
He just sprinted up through the pack. Jonathan R. also takes a little bit advantage of the hole that he left in his wake on the inside. He's about a quarter track behind him chasing right now.
Short Knox his lead. Calls it. Waiting to see the points. Well, all the skaters knew that it was called, but the referees had a little discussion about it.
He joins Ace of Skates, and I think that's Vader standing in the box for New York right now.
I don't think New York's used to being booed.
Ladies' night. Jamming for New York.
I can't do a French accent, so I'll just say it's Optimus Prime jamming for the Gatekeepers. Oh.
Wow, juking back and forth. Ladies' Night almost makes it out of the pack until Magnum PIMP hones in on him with his heat-seeking shoulder missile and takes him to the outside of turn 3.
This is what the Gatekeepers should be afraid of. Prime just went to the box, and Magnum, one of their stellar blockers, also in the box right now. Oh, joined by Double XL.
Yeah, so now 3-2 pack advantage, a very light pack, but New York is favored. Ladies' Night just hops right around Zombie Jesus on the inside for 5 points.
So Wrecking Bill fighting to get back on the track for the Gatekeepers.
Abe Drinkin and Vader in the back, ready to trap him as a goat.
Wrecking Bill's alone on the track right now for the Gatekeepers. This is not good. They don't have that big of a lead.
So I'm assuming now that they've taken him out on that turn, they'll just hem him up. Ladies' Night takes another 5 points.
Zombie Jesus was sent to the box, but he's trying really hard to catch up to the pack so that he can actually block the Shock Exchange Jammer here.
Filthy McNasty rejoins. Zombie Jesus rejoins. However, pack still favors New York. Ladies' Night makes his own hole on the outside. And
he's sent off. I don't know what that penalty was. Was it forearms?
As he's sent off, St. Louis Jammer rejoins the pack right now. Is that Prime?
Yeah, that was Prime.
Pack is completely split, and Filthy and Ace of Skates have to let him go. Not lead, but able to score. Abe Drinkin is waiting for him in the back. He swoops around the right of him, but unfortunately takes a spill into turn 4. Abe Drinkin tries to handle his teammate and takes his own spill on turn 4.
He's through now for 5 points. Let's see if they can make up some of that bleeding they had at the beginning of the jam. Maybe not, because the time's out. So the score, if the scoreboard's cut up, which I believe it is sitting at 126 for St. Louis and 95 for the Shock Exchange with 11 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game. So only a 31-point lead now, whereas they had a 41-point lead a minute ago.
Both teams looking relatively serious on the benches. Looks like there's only a little bit of levity in the penalty box right now. This is going to be a power jam situation for St. Louis. Pack advantage to St. Louis. It's a 4-3 pack.
It looks like we got an official timeout. They want to make sure they get this right.
126.98.
I agree with Val. Now this is when you'd be likely to take a knee start. Looks like Nat King Kill's going to be jamming for St. Louis as soon as this timeout is up. Unopposed. Probably a good choice as a jammer right now. He's had really good luck all day.
They're hanging back while...
no pack there, and I believe... Yeah, no. I thought somebody was being sent off with a penalty, but...
Nat King Kill makes it through easy. He's your lead jammer. Again, 3-wall of Magnum, Drifter, and Jukebox Hero in the back.
Magnum picking off the one Shock Exchange blocker. Drifter picking off the second.
T-Stop Tornado is going to go take a seat in the box, it looks like.
They're going to Gatekeepers are going to go ahead and slow down here.
Meanwhile, Ladies Night rejoins before Nat King Kill can hit the pack. He's swimming his way and juking his way around these St. Louis blockers.
He doesn't really have any help, though, so...
Magnum PIMP locks in on him and takes him down on the inside of turn 3. Nat King Kill is out past Jonathan R., who has rejoined the pack.
This is very good news for St. Louis. I'm sure they were getting nervous there. Again, we only have 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game.
Ace of Skates rejoining the pack. Still a 4-3 pack advantage to St. Louis. Ladies Night is trying to make it past the 2-wall of Drifter and Magnum PIMP in the front. Magnum takes him out on turn 4 and forces him back into the pack.
Jam is called for an injury? Possibly? I can't see who that is.
It's a Shock Exchange skater. Wolfgang von Stomp.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's equipment failure or injury, but it seems like he is indicating something is wrong with his right leg. I'm sorry, left leg.
Official skate tech.
He is up on his own steam.
Oh, but
Definitely got the skate off of his left leg. We're not sure what his situation is, but I'm sure that we'll find out soon. And he's actually using that left leg to push himself on his right wheels as he sits down on the bench. So
they are giving him a skate. They're not handing it to anybody to repair. So that's Batwing on the line for the Gatekeepers.
And Rinkworm for Shock Exchange.
Drifter, Double XL, Zombie Jesus, and Magnum in the pack.
3-wall of New York at the front. Abe Drinkin, Ronnie Mako, and I think that's Mullen Brando. St. Louis moving forward to try and break that wall up, and they start waterfalling on the inside blockers.
Oh.
Batwing takes an assist from Drifter, but somehow gets forced back to the middle of the pack.
Drifter had 2 blockers contained for a second, and one of them got loose. But Batwing's through when he gets lead.
Magnum PIMP taking Rinkworm down at the back of the pack. He'll take a penalty for that and just now takes a seat in the box. Rinkworm has Zombie Jesus and Drifter to pass, and Ronnie Mako's up there trying to help him and keep Double XL off his back. He is not lead, but able to score.
Batwing's taking a second to let his pack set this one up. He just wants to score a few points to help widen the gap.
Drifter in the back ready to assist with Abe Drinkin. Double XL takes Abe out of the way. He's got 2 to pass right now 3 to pass in the front wall of New York and calls off the jam.
2 points for Batwing. Widen the gap just a tiny little bit. Score is now 140 to 99. St. Louis in the lead. I'm sorry. I'm distracted by the crowd. Like stomping
and chanting and stomping and chanting for their team. Wow, just leaping around the inside of the pack over the apex, leaping around the inside of Ronnie Mako.
That was an amazing effort by Short Knox.
Pile up on turn 4. Jonathan R. barely making it out of that pile up, and now he's got to battle 210 from St. Louis at the front, who has to let him go.
That's Juke Blocks, I believe.
Front wall of New York. Filthy McNasty holding back the St. Louis Jammer, and he calls off the jam.
That was a 3-1 pass. Looks like the score's at 143 to 100, St. Louis. Shock Exchange going to have to work really hard here at the end to close that gap. 143 to 99. I think they just updated. No,
we've updated 101 New York. 143 St. Louis.
I only saw that ref hold up one finger. Maybe it's just me.
Just under 6.5 minutes. Ladies' night jamming for New York.
And that's prime jamming for St. Louis.
3-wall of New York in the front, no pack. Wow, and Jeffrey manages to take down the St. Louis Jammer when he's almost passing through the pack, but to little effect because he's out and lead Jammer. Right behind him, Ladies' Night.
Prime has Jammer on Jammer with him. I'm guessing he's trying to run down the clock, but because he's not quite close enough to pull a full recycling him back into the pack.
Pack is quite a bit separated again. Mullen Brando, the sole New York blocker up front there. So Abe Drinkin and Billy McNasty tighten it up. Oh, here come the jammers. All right, it remains to be seen.
We get a 3-3 jam. So I see Nat King Kill on the line for St. Louis. Officials are making a... Oh, is Jeffrey getting sent out?
Uh-oh.
Out of the room?
Do you guys remember the Kibbles and Bits commercial for dog food? I want someone to do jeggings and beards. Jeggings and beards.
I think Jeffrey was just excused from the game for I would assume too many penalties. I think he fouled out. I don't remember him being in the box that many times, but
and here comes Filthy, grinning at St. Louis fans again. He's really kind of wearing their colors.
Yeah, he is. Whoops.
I wonder if they get confused.
We have so many good people watching and typing right now. Nat King Kill on the line for the gatekeepers.
3-2 pack advantage right now for St. Louis. Rinkworm tries to jump the apex as well as Magnum PIMP. PIMP is not having it. Opens his wingspan to say, you're not getting through here.
Nat's at the front. Oh, it's a big takeout on Nat. I didn't see who that blocker was, but he is through. So that guy, when he does go down, which isn't very often, he's up lickety-split. I've never seen him even pause after he gets hit down.
He's got a buoyancy about him.
This doesn't stop moving.
Ringworm taken out on turn 2.
Zombie Jesus being sent off for a major. And Nat's already scoring.
Leaps around the inside of Jonathan R. He had one to beat an ace of skates, and he's a round drifter and calls off the jam.
I'm just going to wait for the scoreboard to update and reread it here rather than trying to guess this time. I'm not sure what the crowd is chanting, but it has 3 syllables and it's loud.
And it looks like they're doing a forward wave as well. Instead of that sort of, passing the wave on to the person next to you, they're all just waving their hands in front of their faces.
They've only got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Batwing jamming for the gatekeepers. Oh.
Wow. So,
big hit by Magnum.
Yeah, Magnum chasing Ladies Night up to the inside, takes him outside on turn 4 again.
Batwing beating the pivot in the second turn, through for lead.
Here comes Ladies Night. God. Magnum takes him out on turn 4 again, gives himself a leap.
I think he...
A little congratulatory thing, and he's...
he thought he was going to the box.
Right, he was assured by the referee that he's not, told to rejoin the pack. Unfortunately, that has allowed Ladies Night to advance to the front of the pack. Drifter is holding him back right now, has to let him go.
There's Drifter and Wrecking Bill up in the front with the 2-wall, out a little bit too far. Batwing currently scoring points, though. We still got 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Ladies Night coming up on the back of Zombie Jesus, but that pack is spread out to about half a track right now.
Batwing through on the inside by Mullen Brando. That was a 4-pointer.
Ladies Night chasing up the outside. He's through for 4 points.
I think we might be running the clock down here.
That's how it appears to me. And frankly, I think we're at a point in deficit right now where it's not likely that we're going to have some kind of last jam save. But, feel free to debate me.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, not you. I mean the Derbyverse. We're all about debate in the Derbyverse. Debate opinions and fandom. Let's hear it.
Oh, the crowd's going insane. That one's getting high fives from Drifter. I want to yell so badly right now.
I know. It's huge feats of self-control over here on the microphone.
Yes,
today. Oh, right, and jeggings. Derby is also about jeggings, but don't tell Hella that. Time out.
Oh my God. in his skates. I think it's Magnum because that's what his skates look like.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he's
Yeah,
taken quite a number of
Yeah.
trips. He's made himself a little burrow there in the penalty box, so I'm not surprised. But again, if I were New York, I'd give him MVP. Here comes 88, barreling his way through the pack. Ace of Skates takes him down on the straightaway between turns 4 and 1, while Power Jeggings is lead jammer.
55 seconds left on the period clock. Minute 30 left on the jam clock. I don't think there's enough time for them to do much, even if they were to call it off and get another jam in.
2 wall on the front, 1 to beat now in 86D. Jonathan calls off the jam. 35 seconds and ticking down.
Call the
Timeout, New York.
Surprise.
It's just not interesting.
Score is 158 to 114 St. Louis. Oh, they put more time on the clock. We have a minute 12. Never mind. We have a minute 12 left.
We'll shoot that during your lunch break.
I see Percy standing without skates on the side of the track. I thought he was skating.
Interesting. Okay. Both jammers hit the pack. One falls on the outside of turn 2. One falls on the inside of turn 2. Ringworm's back up on his feet faster. And Jonathan R. is at the front trying to break up the 2 wall of St. Louis. He's through and lead jammer.
Bowings in the box.
This is now a power jam for New York.
This is really the period clock's about to sound here.
Wow. And so on his way around the outside, Ringworm takes out
period clock is up.
number 11 and number 0 for St. Louis, Zombie Jesus and Prime. He's approaching the pack. Pack is almost at a standstill. He moves around Prime on the outside, slips back into the inside, but he's got a 3 wall of St. Louis to beat. No pack. He's through with 5 points.
The scoreboard says the shock exchange is up to 123. St. Louis at 158.
Zombie Jesus joining his jammer in the box as another blocker is released from St. Louis.
We've got about 50 seconds left in this jam.
4 wall of New York in the back right now. Ringworm moves through and has 2 to beat at the front.
Crowds.
They have to let him go. That's 5 more points for New York.
So we're at 158, 128. That's a lot of points to make up in 30 seconds.
Batwing re-enters from the box. He approaches the back of the pack. 3 wall of New York, 4 wall of New York waiting for him at the back. Filthy McNasty, Jonathan R., T-Stop Tornado, and Ladies Night slowing the back of the pack, trying to hold him. Meanwhile, Ringworm has collected 5 more points.
Batwing's on his initial pass, I believe.
4 wall of Goth. I just said Goth. 4 wall of Shock Exchange at the front right now.
4 wall of somebody from New York.
Batwing leaps through the pack.
And that's the game. Magnum and Percy are back.
Batwing looks completely dumbfounded. Look at the expression on his face. Everyone rushes the track for hugs and congratulations and high fives. Unofficial score, according to the scoreboard, 158 St. Louis, 138 New York Shock Exchange.
They narrowed it down to 20 points there. Oh, and the chat goes wild.
New York also going wild over on their bench, cheering for St. Louis.
Impressed they are.
If you're joining us now, you're watching History on DNN. St. Louis Gatekeepers have just defeated New York Shock Exchange's virgin streak. They had never lost a game since their inception.
It's only a 20-point game, 158 for St. Louis and 138 for the Shock Exchange. The entire track is full, as if this were like the last bout of a Rifta tournament or something. The entire track is full of fans. Excellent.
Beards, baby.
Today, there are 522 leagues around the world.
We have 9 or 10 leagues in Germany at the moment.
And in the UK, there's 56 leagues.
Huge crowds are showing up around the country.
Teams like Seattle, Denver, Minnesota, they're drawing anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 people.
The This thing is developing organically. Nobody knows how it's going to go. The world is finally going to realize what is going on here.
It's just the fact that it's roller derby.
You can't escape the legacy of old school derby.
What we have today is fundamentally different.
The whistle blows, and now we're playing by rules that are enforced, and it's serious competition, and they want to win.
We're definitely getting more into the sports realm than the entertainment.
The question is, how big can we go? What could we do with this great new concept that is roller derby?
Skaters don't want to be owned. They want to have their own league. They think that it's going to kill the sport if there's an owner.
There will be people who don't like roller derby if it's too regulated, if it's too homogenized.
I don't know how big we want it to get.
I have really a 3-year plan to build this to the point where I think we're going to sell out every event. I'm very cocky about it.
You get 180 women together, there's bound to be a little drama.
It's a sport that people don't understand. And then you attach women to it, it makes it even more difficult.
It's the sexualization of the female athlete.
Everybody's playing roller derby, and how did that happen? I have no idea. It's this whole revolution.
This isn't just something kitschy, fly-by-night. This is a way of life.
It's going to be around for a long time. They're driving the bus, so I guess the question that we all want to know is where are they going to drive it to?
Hell yeah!
To me, they're bigger than life, and I think people are going to find that out real soon.
It was a nail biter, wasn't it? I got to tell you, that was that's exciting, and I'm kind of speechless, man. I was sitting on the bench for a lot of the second half watching, and it just was unnerving. I mean, two completely talented teams leaving it all on the track out there. The shock exchanges, they are incredible. They're so quick, they're very fast. Their wall strategy is really tough to beat, and they're just a very class act team and a talented team, and I just am so proud of the gatekeepers. They've worked so hard for over a year now, and I'm so happy to be a part of this team, and they fought hard, and our jammers were great. Our blockers were awesome. It was as exciting as a game when these two teams meet should be.
You know, it doesn't feel like anything yet. It's just something we've been waiting for to prove to people. We felt like last year we got a lot of respect, and we were so brand new. I mean, I go back and look at those tapes, and we're a totally different team, and I think we came out to prove it this weekend. And hopefully people notice that we practice our asses off. We do, and that's really all it is. And it feels great. I just realized it feels great.
Thank you so much. Merciless for DNN. I'm here with Beard, and Beard.
Beard.
Do you have new merch plans?
Beard.
How does it feel to win this game?
Oh, beardy.
And you?
Lots of beards.
So what will you do when you get back home to your fans at home?
Let my beard rest.
And do you have after-party plans?
Drink some beards.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time and your beards.
Beards.
So, Drifter, not quite so many clapping push-ups today. How's your fitness level?
Feeling good. I've been training really hard, and I felt good. Been eating good, and I felt strong out there. Felt tough for the whole game.
How's your beard holding up?
Beard's holding up good. It was getting scary for a minute there. Those guys are amazing derby players, and they were definitely. I was taking my licks out there and hitting the ground, but I kept getting up and fighting, and I think I couldn't have done it without the Beard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been an amazing weekend seeing derby from across the country. Everyone's been playing so differently, forcing us to adapt, learning a lot. It's like more of an exchange than a competition, you know. And men's derby is really coming up. It's great.
Marlon Brando here from New York Stock Exchange. How are you feeling after this game?
Good. You know, all respect to the St. Louis Gatekeepers. An incredible game. They played incredibly tough. You know, it took us a little bit to get our game on. I feel very happy with the way we played. And it's been a great weekend. We played a couple great games against Puget and Dallas. I'm very happy with how we played.
Well, you've been at the top of the sport forever.
Yeah.
This is sort of your contribution to the growth of the sport, being able to be knocked off after being undefeated this long.
Right.
What have you seen change even just over this weekend at this event?
It's amazing to see the level of skating skills has just stepped up just a notch. Just the basics, as well as the understanding of the game. It's incredibly smart play out there. It's very, very good uses of the rules. It's just jukes and using and knowing how to use your toe stops and spinning. It's really a pleasure to see just such incredible skaters.
And what do you expect to see when you guys arrive at the MRDA Championships this year after this amazing event?
I expect to see us there and a bunch of other great teams, and we're going to be hosting it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be 6 teams. It's going to be one amazing day.
Well, you know what? It certainly does put a target on the St. Louis Gatekeepers. But, I mean, you can't take anything away from some of the teams we played this weekend. Puget Sound, the Shock Exchange, Harm City, Magic City had a great weekend here in Fort Wayne. So it's going to be a great national championship. There's going to be a ton of talent out there. It's going to be anybody's for the taking. There's so much talent here this weekend. We just want to keep it going. We definitely want to keep it going.
Them guys